welcome back my fellow soldiers of entertainment to a Napoleon Total War 3 4v4 battle replay today. That replay comes from ANZACWarspite. I think he's commanding the Preuisen 1813 to 1815 army today. His allies are Pope, we have Al-Eskandara, and we have Choi Ito are his allies today. Their opponents are MeetShield, we have Scramouille and Brubardai, and MAttbob. And the map today is Bohemia 2. Now if you guys want to see your own Napoleon Total War replays featured here on this channel, you can send them to my email at scoutsoфentertainment@gmail.com. You can send them to me directly onto Discord via my Discord ID. You could also post your total replays to the battle replay sub-channel on my Discord server Scouts Reconnaissance. A link to join the Discord server is also in the video description below. Or just tag me in your Napoleon Total War 3 replay on the Napoleon Total War 3 Discord as well. I also have various funding options available. If you guys would like to support my work, it does really help out. But there are other ways to help out, like smashing the like button, subscribe of course if you haven't already, and tick the bell for notifications so you never miss a battle, and make sure you comment as it does greatly help out with the YouTube algorithm. And with that, let's get into the replay today. So, we have lots of 1-pointers on the field today, don't know if I'll be able to count them all. We have at least 4 to the north, 5, 6, we have one 4-pointer there, way down to the south. And I can't tell whether in the middle that's a 3-pointer or a 4-pointer. It's an interesting map to say the least, given the separation of points, because it seems like all you have to do is control the left side of the map and you win. But let's go through the factions too of the red team today. As I said, we have one Preuisen 1813-1815 army. We also have another Preuisen army, or Prussian army, but Preuisen is how Google translates it, 1806, and we have España 1808 to 1810. Thought it might be 1811 there for a second. And we have Austria 1809, of course. Okay, our opponents today, well I should say Anzac's opponents, are France 1807, España. We have over here France 1809, 1812. We have Bayern, and we have French Garde, or the French Imperials. Okay, those are the players, those other factions, those are the teams. Now we are a little ways off from an engagement. We do see some cavalry in the distance here. Most likely we have Spain here on a scouting mission. I do question people's decisions to send their units so close to the red line. Again guys, you can have a unit of 120 and they might break at 100, and they normally would reform, but because they're so close to the red line, they'll cross the red line and you will lose that unit. So, you know, as I said, only hang to so close to the red line if you basically are 100% confident you're going to win the fight. If you're not 100% confident, don't engage. It's not worth the risk. Yeah, we've got the armies here moving up. Spain's moving through the fields, not sticking to the roads. We can move faster, of course, to move up through the roads. Maybe he should have stayed in column formation at least until he got to this point here, then branched out across the field. That'd probably make more sense. Now we've actually got a blue unit here, deep in enemy territory. It looks like the blue team's thinking about taking that 4-pointer, that's why they're sending over here some scouts. We've got here some chevaliers, some lancers, fast-hitting cavalry. Spain's also got their fast hitters over here. But if Spain doesn't win that first charge, then they're done. This is a charging unit first and foremost. Now Prussia does have some reinforcements way behind them. Got some mid-tier cav, and mostly mid-tier actually. Do have some light-tier cavalry here, but I don't know, if France has any heavies with them, then obviously the red team's going to lose on this side. Unless they bring out some elites of their own. We've got some hussars back there. They're moving through the town. They might try and take this 1-pointer, 3-pointer. It's probably worth setting up one weak unit. Maybe some skirmishes in that house there, just to occupy that house. Get your opponent thinking about the points already on the scoreboard. If you take that red house there, blue team sees that, maybe. Gets them thinking, oh geez, go get some points. It might force them to make a risk, send out a large portion of their forces to take a certain point. That could allow your army to strike somewhere where they're weakest. Kind of like a divide and conquer tactic. Yeah, what we got up here? We've got some cazadores moving up. I don't know what they're doing outside other than trying to maybe gauge where the armies are. We've got French artillery here on the high ground. We've got stakes deployed behind them. This player's obviously thinking ahead. Seen many times the enemy try and charge from behind. Hopefully he has some infantry near him, or some cavalry near him, just to protect that unit. Looks like we've got a small engagement here. France has charged into the Prussian forces. Just clipped them. It seems like they sort of just touched blades, so to speak. Oh, we've got the elites here, the main force. There is no way Prussia can win with the forces they currently have in the area. And what's bad news here for Prussia is that, well, not only did they break, but they charged through the trees there, so they weren't getting away in a hurry, is my point. Cavalry charging through the trees there. But the cavalry should be able to outrun the French, especially the elite cavalry, of course. Now the great thing I think for the red team is that this forest here acts as a nice defense on their flank. It forces the enemy to walk all the way around it, and going through it will take forever. Going through that, it's easier going around it. It'll probably take a shorter time to go around this full forest area than it would be going through it. If they tried to ambush the Preuisen army, well, it'd be slow going. It'd be the slowest ambush ever in history. Now, well, what have we got Spain doing over here? We got players running around each other here. Doesn't look like they're charged into the infantry at all. Wonder why Spain got that close. He didn't lose any cavalry. No one lost anything, but they came so close to each other. Alright, there it is. There's the infantry. They can form a square. Look at how they're positioned. They position themselves perfectly, so when they form a square, those three squares will literally cover the entire unit of artillery. It's almost an impenetrable shield. Now we see the benefits of putting the stakes where you put them. The cavalry here was thinking about going around. They obviously saw the stakes and thought better of it. Again, Spain charging up. We've got some French infantry. Oh, hang on, they were going to fire, I thought. They're charging right into the whole column. Jeez, now that's a charge. Obviously there was no grace. I don't think I've ever seen a player do that before. Was it worth it? They got like 20 or so kills. Not a bad effort. Would have done a bit of damage too. We've seen a lot of dead infantry. And none of them form square either. I'm a little bit concerned that France is staying in confirmation a little bit too long here. He's got to form himself up a bit. And Spain and Prussia already upon him. Now, if Spain, I think what Preußen and Spain need to do right now is just charge forth, get their armies in line, firing line position, try and catch France on the road before he forms up at all, and they can just shoot at him to their heart's content. And by the time he does form up and shoot back, he could sustain heavy casualties and practically be out of the fight before it even begins. So I am a little bit surprised Spain halted and didn't try to run forth. Same goes for Prussia. I'll alternate between Prussia and Preußen. Let me know what you guys want me to do. Because that's how Google does translate that word. Lanceros thinking about doing a charge themselves. This time into the artillery, definitely a better target. Did he de-lumber? No, he didn't. Got enemy cavalry, enemy infantry already formed up. Spain ain't doing anything over here. I'm not sure why he's charging his cavalry in front of the firing line. Yeah, not a good idea, mate. We got pockets of cavalry here being shadowed by Bayern cav, which are very numerous in amount. Now, whatever, we've got an Austrian cav way out in the distance here. What's he trying to do? There is literally no purpose going this far. There's nothing out there. Okay, meanwhile I think this is Anzac's force. If he's trying to link up with Espagne, it's going to be very difficult. These trees would make it impossible. Spain's charging into the French cavalry. Will they break each other? It's possible. Okay, the French cav survives. Down to 19 though, so practically useless at this point. But we'll be able to do a nice strike. As long as they manage to have the element of surprise. Okay, artillery crew down to 17. A 12 pounder, well it was probably worth it. Now what the hell is he thinking? These guys here are going to die. Pretty much the entire Spanish line is firing into their backs. I think he's lucky to escape with what he did. Oh, what's going on here? We've got France here moving through the trees. We've got some dragoons here. Mid-tier dragoons. Charge into the Prussian infantry. These guys here can form square, but they're not doing it. Might be too late. No, they are going to form square after all. Nicely done. Not seeing any Prussian cavalry. Yeah, I half wondered what Prussia here was going to do. Join Espagne or head this direction on his own. He's got some of Austria's troops here with him along with the cavalry, so he's not truly alone. And Spain also has a cav over here. Yeah, I'm thinking Espagne just needs to really just stretch his whole line from this tree over here straight across to the tree line over there. And essentially would keep out any cavalry, but obviously that plan can't happen anymore because we've got France here in the trees. This was an odd move here from France. It's very difficult to fight in such heavily forested terrain because you can't really see what's going on. It's easy to miss one or two units, and those one or two units can be a tipping point that destroys your army. Spain's come back in there with their hussars. These guys again can form square, but you see, the forest area makes it almost impossible to use cav. Prussia here has so much time to react to it. He's got units in the area. These guys here don't even need to form square to repel these guys. We've got one unit here, backing them up, shooting the dragoons on the flank. The hussars, yeah, dragoons. Gross hussars. And they're broken, but assuming they don't lose too many more, we should get those back. We've got Spain here, firing right into their backs, up close. So it was a gamble here from France. It wasn't liking his odds, but I stand corrected. Solid volley there. These guys, although they're being shot in the back, are pretty confident. Can't be right. Yeah, they lost half their unit. It was this one that I saw. They just got shot point blank. There's no way they can be down just one man after all that. That's impossible. Okay, Prussia's turn. France has been outflanked. He's lost his element of surprise. We've got some cuirassiers, or cuirassiers, coming through the trees again. But we've also got Prussian heavy cavalry here. Their own cuirassiers. So let's start with a C here, and Prussia does it with a K. You see French cavalry charging directly into the Prussian line firing point blank at them. French Cad not getting anywhere close enough to do any damage. French unit down by almost 50 men. This one down by only 12, not too bad there. But yeah, we got 2 units here against the entire Prussian line. I wonder if Spain will send over reinforcements this way to try and hit France from the road. Obviously Spain has the French artillery to worry about, but they've got plenty of cav they can probably send up to try and knock that out, destroy it, overwhelm the enemy. Okay, looks like we've got a battery over here. A 6-pounder battery. Targeting Espagne, Prussia and Austria. Triple threat. And oh, looks like we got an artillery strike that might have killed him. The Austrian general there has bought it. Well, had to be an artillery hit for that to happen. There's no enemy troops in the vicinity. In Austria's time here, this became that much more difficult. As long as he sticks close to his allies though, his army should be able to be just as effective. With these allies close by, it's almost as good as having a general nearby. But we see his army sort of moving away here, which has me a little concerned, just a little. We've got France here moving through the trees. What is it with the blue team today and trying to fight forest battles? Forest battles are not easy. He's also going in alone. Yeah, France 1807 Espagne. His ally is over there. I don't know where the French Garde is, and Bayern is still way back for the most part. So we have a section here of 6-pounders. Battery next to them. Don't know if we can call this a brigade though. I think maybe we need two units of 4 for a brigade. Obviously correct me if I'm wrong about that, with grace. Okay, so what we've got here, we've got some Condes, Saar. In terms of quality, there's not too much difference between these guys. Most infantry does have the range of 70. Accuracy is where it does come down to it, also morale to a small degree. Obviously units that have higher morale that will practically never break are the ones that cost you like over 1,000 coin. And unfortunately you can't bring too many of them. If you try to bring most of them, you don't really have an army. You'll just be swamped. That's the challenge with Napoleon. You can only bring like a couple of elite units, and then you gotta try to stick to mostly light to mid-tier troops to give your army some mass. You need those elites to sort of drive the stake into the enemy's heart. But I think it's the light and mid-tier cav there's the hand holding that stake that allows you to plunge it into your enemy to win. Yeah, see? Prussia and Espagne are attacking, and they clearly outnumber the French 1807 player. Now, what's going for the French side, obviously, is that the French Guard, and the French Guard here has brought up his battery and section to sort of hold the right flank. A lot of pressure on this artillery, though. I'm also a little bit surprised I'm not seeing the red team trying to enact a plan to knock it out, you know? We've got a huge gap here that they can move a lot of their cavalry through. Engage the French cavalry and try and send in a couple of light tier fast cavalry units to knock these out, while the bulk of their cavalry force is keeping their enemy busy over here, like these units. Trap these units in battle, send a couple of others to sneak through, or, you know, smash through, get into this artillery and knock it out. Now it looks like we've got French here trying to go after the Prussian artillery, trying to destroy Anzac's artillery. Anzac setting up his Johann. Now it looks like Prussia was winning after that strike. Both units broke themselves, but the artillery is safe. For now, we got reinforcements coming in. We got some Fusiliers close by, but it shouldn't be enough to save the artillery. Because they didn't delumber, this artillery is going to be destroyed, and Anzac just lost it. That's unlucky. There they go. Nicely done there. Only lost 6 cav for his troubles. The Fusiliers might have got a few more kills there. Trying to do a flanking charge here on the Jaegers. Here they come. They only lost 12 troops here. This is probably this player's favourite unit right now. Destroyed 1 artillery piece, broke another unit. They got Prussia here on the run. Austria, his attention maybe is in the centre right now. But this is where communication comes into it. Anzac needs to communicate with his Austrian ally here, get his cav moving with him. So we've got here some. Oh, geez, another blue team general, red team, sorry, general has fallen. This is Al Eskandara. Let's have a look. This is the area his general fell. Again, it looks like an artillery strike that did it. Or maybe a stray bullet here. Yeah, there's French troops there. It's possible a stray bullet knocked out the general. No, it's artillery. From where he fell, it had to be artillery. He's way behind the line. So we've got small mini battles here forming. And this is what the player would be doing right now in the game. He'd be just hovering beneath the canopy here, trying to see where the enemy are. Trying to go overhead as well, but you know, going overhead is risky. It is kind of hard to see the armies through them, through the canopy. Both views are helpful. You can use this one to try and gauge where all the flags are. You can also go. You also have to come down here so you can see what your troops can see as well. Looks like Poison's fallen back. France is marching down the road here. Prussia has the numbers here. This unit should be marching back up here to join ranks with this one as they fire down the road. That was a good volley there. It looks like we've got some movement here to the north. Yep, let's have a look over here. France charged the Prussian line with the Grenadiers, heavy cav. We've got Prussia reinforcing their ranks. Austria charging their cav in support. Looks like we've got a battle over here too. It's like they're almost touching the red and the blue team's forces. Okay, there must be the Hussars there charging the Bayern line. Again, most of the cavs to the right, staying out of the fight. Okay, Austria is charging into Bayern's forces. Yeah, it looks like that could have been some friendly fire there. But the Austrian cav is still confident. This is the Cuirassiers. It looks like they might actually win this. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. They've got 1 more unit left to conquer. The French guys sending up their Grenadiers. Yep, they beat all the Bayern forces in the area. Austria setting up their units in support. We've got a French unit here that's formed square, sort of protecting the French grenadiers as well. Alright, Austria should take the win, fall back and try to charge at the French line. Outflank them straight from the left. Their line's crumbling. Their units there forming square. Austria should probably immediately charge this way. I don't know if they're going to do it or not. It looks like they're not going to take the opportunity. They're going to send up the infantry to do the job instead. We sort of hold here for a second. The French line here is looking pretty weak. Very, very weak. This unit will probably break very, very soon. No, they're going to fall back. Looks like this unit that broke before has come back to the battle. Probably good news for Bayern. Austria is not really engaged. They've got one unit firing on them right now, but that's about it. We've got a couple of infantry units standing by. Grenadiers over here. Bayern's moving in. He's going to try and hit Austria where he's weakest. He's going to try and achieve superiority on Austria's left flank. And he's sending over a couple of units here to reinforce his line to prevent Austria from outflanking these units as they press forward, these 5. Because as long as he can keep this side, this flank of Austria's here busy, he can move these guys forward and chip away at Austria unit by unit as they move across to the left. But his plan also ignores the Austrian artillery, which is interesting. We've got Cav here. Now you see, look, the stakes, they've deployed their stakes in a manner that when the cavalry charges in, they'll hit the stakes afterwards. But they won't prevent the loss of the artillery crew. Might be kind of like a final screw you. If the crew is killed, at least that way when they charge in, some of the cav will be killed by the stakes. I don't know. Like take us and die almost, it would seem. Okay, Espagne has charged through the trees after the French. Okay, let's see how the blue team reacts. They've got forces in the area here, left and right. Looks like Spain's running after these guys. Spain's got to be careful here. Oh, yeah, Prussia's moving up with him. Okay, Spain obviously smashed through the gap, and we've got Prussia here trying to widen it to the right. We've got Spanish forces here to the rear, but they're not charging into the French backs. They probably should. They probably have to mop up these French forces to make sure they don't come back. Sort of clean-up duty, almost. This is 77 out of 95. Spain or Prussia needs to finish them off. Now Prussia and Spain have cav in the area. They should be mopping up these units first before they move on to any others.
Our men are running for.
And it's easy kills. Makes your scoreboard look good at the end. It also prevents units like that from reforming and shooting you in the back later on. So you're just sort of covering your butt. Now, it looks like France is sort of positioned 4 units in very odd positions. Okay, it looks like he's moving now, which is good to see. It's a long march back to his allies. It did sort of seem like the French were winning here before, but they've also been defeated and pushed back a great deal. These are the only French forces left in the area. Getting Cavs going to do crap in there. France should be considering sending a Cav that close to the trees. I think the only recourse France has here is to send his units over to the rest of his allies, try and link up with their army, reform, consolidate what they have left, and maybe try and hit Prussia and try and move towards Bayern. Or if they've got plenty of artillery up in the area, which they do, actually, this is probably where they should make their stand, where their artillery is, where the artillery is still firing. They've got plenty of cab left to protect it. We'll see who general this was. This was MeetShield. Interesting name, because you always think of the meat that you eat, not meat as a meeting place. Now, one of Austria's weaknesses here is outflanking their enemy. They also don't like long shooting engagements. So when they're committed, you always try to be able to crush your enemy in a short amount of time. The longer the gunfight carries on, the worse it is for Austria. They like short, quick engagements, not prolonged ones. Russian cav here destroyed. Not coming back, I reckon. Those units are unfortunately caught in the crossfire. Nothing you can do about that. Shit, gets shot off his horse. You got Austrian cav charging into the back of Bayern's line. These guys here, they're going after the light infantry Welmer. Okay, we're going to see a cascading chain route here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last one's over here. 6. And Bayern is gone, just like that. In the blink of an eye. Bayern's whole army was gone. And it only took 2 cav units to do it. Of course, the presence of the Austrian army does play a small factor. But what started, of course, was those 2 cav strikes. We saw more teamwork, I think, here from the red team, which is what gave them the edge in battle today. Blue team obviously was more isolated in their approach. They had their forces scattered in small groups. Okay, 1 French unit broke, 3 more on their way. Pretty much all these 3 units here down to half strength. If you run the unit to exhaustion, they'll probably break on their own, so be careful with that. We've got a lot of cav here from Spain moving up through the ranks. They're going after the artillery battery. Not fast enough. Close but no cigar when it comes to firing. Alright, they're gone. They ain't coming back. Only one trooper lived. Still got a lot of French forces over here. So he obviously wasn't defeated, he just fell back. Oh, was this the same 6 units or so we saw earlier in the tree line? Must be. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is the rest of his army, so France 1809 is pretty much all intact. The French Garde is literally standing guard, trying to hold back the enemy as his ally moves up behind him. Oh, yeah, we've got the elite French cavalry here. The cuirassiers doing a fair amount of damage there to Prussia.
Our men are running.
Got the French general there to the left. We've also got some musketeers here firing into the flanks of the French. Gonna get some friendly fire for sure there on their own men. Okay, that cavalry should come back. Unlucky there with the heavy cav, but you know they will come. They will come back. Now, I don't know where this French player is going, but he should be reinforcing the French Guard's right flank. We've got incoming Prussian forces there. 1806, that's a different player. These 6 units here should immediately be linking arms here with their brothers and forming a semicircle around here, with these other remaining troops kept in reserve, holding both the right and getting ready to reinforce the centre as each unit breaks. So they've got another unit there to fill the gap as it's made. They're leaving themselves here wide open to the red team. Let's do a sky view. You can see Prussia move in. They've got their cav there in the background. France should have, the French 1809 players should have really reinforced that right flank, kept in a couple units in reserve to reinforce the centre, kept the 2 or 3 units, maybe even 4 units there to guard the rear, because they've got a lot of enemy cav there in the background. This is basically opening the blue team up to be slaughtered from every direction possible, with the exception of the left, because there's no units there for now. We do have some hussars there coming around. Maybe there was a unit that was exploring the top right hand corner for some reason before. Spain's moved in. The French guy and the French 1807 player, which is still alive, so there's 3 players who's still around here. They're turning all their attention here to the Espagne player, trying to hit his small force, take the small win. It's a big if. Spain is breaking a lot of these units here, getting a lot of kills themselves. This is costing the blue team big time to finish off Spain. Far more men than I bet he was hoping for. Austria is on his way. We've got Prussian cav here, eyeing the artillery. I'm trying to see whose men this cav belongs to. Okay, 12 pounder was broken. Section unit, another 12 pounder, still alive. A lot of cav eyeing that position. Just imagine that. They're literally staring at multiple forces that want to kill them. You gotta half wonder if it's worth for Prussia to sort of send their horses deliberately into those stakes to knock them out. Those stakes can only really be used once. Do they have the men to spare for such a task? And I'd argue yes, they do have enough men to spare. But looks like they don't even need to do that. They've got straight to the artillery crew. They're going to kill these guys, whether these square formations are there or not. Why isn't the rest of the cav charging into this battle? Yeah, they're on the way, but this unit's already broken. Okay, so they are going to form some sort of oval formation, it looks like. Heavy Prussian cav looking to destroy the elite French cuirassiers. The French Imperiale player brought 2 elite units with him. Oh no, that's not. Hang on, I'm trying to see. That's Chevaliers. I thought he bought 2 units of the cuirassiers for a second there. Prussian dragoons. I thought they were half thinking about charging in there for a second. A little strange formation there for Prussia. France trying to escape the vice grip here of the red team. As the blue team closed in, France is trying to run out through the only available escape. We've got Austria here walking. They probably need to double time it, so they can capture France before most of the army gets to the road. If they can do that, the casualties will be enormous. They can probably charge this one, bayonet this unit with this unit over here. It's close enough. They're walking, they're fresh, they could have double timed it a little bit. I would think we should see the red cavalry here move in and charge into the French here, basically stopping their retreat in a heartbeat, allowing their infantry to catch up and enclose on the French forces. Yes, it might cost them their whole cav, but as you can see, the blue team basically has no cav left, and I think it's worth the risk to send all that cav in to cut off the retreat of the French, so the infantry come in, close in from behind. And while they're battling away here with the cav, breaking their cav, destroying their cav, they're being shot at the back to the point where by the time the battle's over, all the red team cav might be gone, but all the French troops here will still be destroyed. See, they're all bunched up, and I think it's a job of the red team to keep them bunched up while they're being shot at. It's just easier to take them down. Austria had the cav to make it happen, so did Prussia. We've got hundreds of rifles here pointed at this unit. Let's see how long it lasts. Seemed like 30 men dropping a heartbeat there. And they're broken. That unit got absolutely smoked. Prussian cavalry charging in. It looks like they're trying to cut off the retreat. Yeah, see, this is what I was thinking, to a degree. You see all the troops getting bogged down here because of the Prussian cavalry. Prussian infantry closing in. They're broken. And this is why they need more cav, to keep the troops bogged down, to stop them from retreating. It's probably worth it for these heavy cav here, this heavy cav to charge straight, and that's exactly what he's doing. Good work. Another side charge. Going from being the first time I've ever seen that happen to happening again in the same battle. Nearly 45 minutes apart. Musketeers over there. Okay, Prussian cav exhausted and broken. I'm seeing as many dead infantry as there are horses. France is continuing their retreat. They're determined to get out of here. Cavalry is closing in on them. Cuirassiers is getting out of there. Or trying to get out of there. Says they're confident. Prussian infantry. Firing into the backs of the retreating French. Musketeers here. Marching, running down the road almost. Got caught out there. The Cuirassiers come back into the fight. Got the French general here. He doesn't move, he's going to be dead in the next minute. Bayonet charge here from the Prussians. Got two French units in the distance there, definitely got in the way. Two other units plus a general. That's pretty much all that is left. There is one more surviving blue team unit in the distance there next to that one pointer. I'm not too sure what that unit is. Okay, it's just a French infantry unit, some grenadiers that got left behind. I think the Austrians are going to fight them. Without support, the Austrians will probably lose that battle. I think Prussia and Spain needs to send over those units to destroy them. The chase continues.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Okay, we got another general here. MAttbob has just fallen. Gee, he's probably artillery. We've got the Austrian general there, trying to charge after the French. And that's a general right there leading the way.
The men are fatigued, sir. Must rescue.
Well, the French units are breaking on their own. They've had enough. Well, they're not forming square. They're trying to form a battle line. They broke that unit. Ooh. Will they kill the general? It's possible.
The men are fatigued, sir. Must rescue.
Oh, the Austrian general is already dead. My bad. Forgot about that. France hangs on by a thread. Jeez, we've got France multiplying here. Annoying little gophers just popping out of their holes every time you try to squash them. Okay, Anzac sending in his general now. He's charging into a square. Yeah, he's not charging, he's getting off his horse. Well, that's one way to do it.
Sir, your general has been killed.
I think the general stuff will put up more of a fight. Unlucky there, Anzac. Team sending over the units to need to finish them off and win. They've got 6 minutes and 42 seconds left to do so. Got one unit there hot on France's heels. Might catch him before he gets into the building. France will meet his fate inside that building. It's just a question of waiting for him to be destroyed at this point. France there should probably just turn around and fight it out to the end. He's just prolonging the inevitable for some reason. Even if he takes that house, he still loses by 3 points. Red team's already captured 4 points. Unless the blue team controls that 4-pointer. Looks like Prussia's sending over a unit there to make sure it's empty. If they take that house, it's definitely over. Yeah, it looks like blue teams are occupying that house, not seeing any fire coming from it.
We have taken a building, sir.
Good work. See, gophers, they just keep popping up. Another one just appeared. Okay, got 3 units here left alive. It looks like red team's destroyed that blue team unit going for the 4-pointer. Okay, artillery bowling them over. Austria's got their own battery there. 5 10-pounders. Formidable force. France desperately trying to seek shelter in those houses. one unit. One always manages to slip away. Some Spurs. Nah, props to the French player for sticking around. Trying to fight it out to the end and not run away. Alright, so France wasn't retreating over here before. They were trying to seek shelter in the 4-pointer and try and hold out, try and win by points. It was a desperate last attempt to achieve victory, and it just didn't pay off for him. That was their intention. He wasn't trying to prolong the battle over there, so my bad for saying that earlier if I did. Alright, so well done to ANZAC and his team on their victory. Pope here getting 1582 kills, Al Escanda 1560, Choi Itoi 1700, and ANZACWarspite slightly beating him there by 5 kills at 1705. Nicely done. MeetShield here 525, Scramouille 1221, Brubardai 1261, and MattBob 1244. Okie doke. Okay, kill counts there. So we have the Cuirassiers 2003, the Ularen 158, and the Landwehr 150, Musketeers 138, more Ularen 132, Musketeers 126, and those are the units that broke 100. The rest of these men range from 97 all the way down to 14. Alrighty. And the artillery here didn't do too well for him on 24 kills, but you know, I don't know if he lost it or whether or not it just wasn't in a good position. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. They won, so who cares about that? Thank you to ANZAC for sending me the replay. If you guys want to see your own replay featured here on this channel, once again guys, you can send them to my email at scoutsofuntertainment@gmail.com. You can post them to me directly onto Discord via my Discord ID. You can join my Discord server Scouts Reconnaissance. You can post your Total War replays into the Battle Replay sub-channel you will find there, or you can tag me in any replay you want to see featured here on this channel, or you just post your replays to the Napoleon Total War 3 Discord and tag me in them that you want me to feature here on this channel as well. This is Micka on behalf of Scouts Entertainment signing off. Goodbye my fellow Scouts. Catch you in the next Total War battle.